Hey guys, just wanted to show you quick here how to set controls on the MX24 shooter, MX24 slash XARCADE TankStick Build. Just in case if you don't have a tank stick and you need to change or want to change it to an Xbox controller or whatever controllers you have in your arcade. So this will just walk you through real quick. I'll try to be quick and to the point about it. But basically the build's made for obviously the MX24 guns, which aim track guns are very similar. So they might work right off the bat on most of the games. If not, you can go into the emulators and change it to set up your gun if you're familiar with that. And it's kind of similar to how we're going to do it going through the arcade stuff to change that. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, this will just show you how to change the controls pretty quick. So this is the root of the build, the root folder. You want to go in here to the controls. Now this will just be for the menu itself, the build menu once you start it. So you really only need the up, down, left, right. They're already set. It should work on your controller, joystick, whatever for that. If not, you can add in here whatever it recognizes yours as. You just put a comma and type in whatever it sees your controls as. Like for instance, for my Xbox controller, for select, it's basically to enter into a collection and start a game. And also the back is to back out of a collection, to go back to the main menu, to go through more. And then there's the quit, which is just exits out of the build. So these you can set up as whatever you want. My Xbox controller that I have hooked up here it recognizes it as joy button 0 as my A button. So that's what I use as my select or enter. And then the back button, it recognizes my B button as joy button 1. So I think the X button is joy button 2 and the Y is joy button 3. So however you want to set it, I always leave quit as escape because I don't like to have it on my controller in case I accidentally hit it. It'll exit out of the whole build. But anyway, that's it. Just the gist of this. So again, it's the controls. You just put in a comma and whatever you need to change your stuff to, and you just make sure you save it, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Now, if we just start the build. So if we go up, the Pinball FX stuff works right off the bat with my controller, but if you do need to change anything, like once you get into a game and say you hit backspace or start, it'll take you to the menu for it, and there's actually within the menu there's settings to change your controls. It's pretty self-explanatory, just like a PC game kind of is how you do it. So that one's no big deal, but chances are it'll work right off the bat. The trackball games, the ones I have in here, some are Techno Parrot, some are MAME. For the MAME trackball games, you have to go through and set them, just like I'm going to show you with the regular MAME arcade games. The reason being is I made a separate emulator for MAME just for the trackball stuff. So the regular arcade games has its own MAME, and the trackball has its own MAME as well. So that's why you have to set them both up. But that's it. The Windows games or PC games are pretty self-explanatory. You would just open one up, go into the menu, and it shows you right in the menu screen. Go into options, and it'll show you controls that you can change there. Really self-explanatory, much like the Pinball FX3. So that's for that stuff. So let's go into the arcade, and we'll pick a MAME game here. So you just start the game. And you don't have to wait for it to fully come up or start it or whatever. So you just hit tab on your keyboard, and then you want to hit go into your input settings, which just press enter. And here's the different input choices you have. So if you go down, the best thing to do is go down to input general, and there's different control. Obviously, your user interface, that's just how you control this menu that you see up whenever that comes up. So you can just go in there and change these to whatever you want. The only thing you'd really need to change is your select, which is like your enter, and your back, which is like the escape for backing out of a menu. So I just changed mine to A on my controller and B on my controller. So all you have to do is just hit your button, like say here, just hit enter, and then hit whatever button on your controller you want that to be, and it'll pop up. So you just need select, back. Clear is like to delete the line. It's usually delete in a regular menu, but you can change it to whatever you want. I made mine Y on my controller. And then of course the up, down, left, right. You can have it on your controller and the keyboard. So however you want to do it, or your left analog stick and your D-pad for up and down. However you want to do it. That's why it says joypad or joy 1 up or joy 1 D-pad up. So I have both mine set for it. So you can set multiple ones for the same task. So it depends on what you want. Anyway, that's about it for the user display. Then you just hit back. We'll go into player controls. Again, up, down, left, right. Pretty self-explanatory. You can make it multiple things if you want. If you want to use your left analog and your D-pad, both for the same. And then for your right stick, left stick, you can put those in as well. And then here's, in general, here's the best settings that I found. Of course, everybody's a little different, but this is how I set mine for buttons 1 through, I believe, 8. So all my buttons on my controller. So the A button is button 1, B button is button 2, Y is 3, X is 4, then left trigger, right trigger, left bumper, right bumper is 7 and 8. So that's really about all you have to set up on this one. Those and your start and select. So whatever you want for start and select, I just used my start and back on my Xbox controller. And that's really all you have to set up for this one. When it comes to the trackball stuff, same thing, you can set up whatever, and then there is an actual section in here that has trackball analog here. So you would just hit this, and whatever you want to use, if you want to use your mouse or your analog stick, whatever. But you just set that up the same way. You typically don't need this, the increase and decrease. I usually just delete those out. And the Y axis is your left and right. So if you just click that and press left or right on your analog stick or whatever you're going to use, that should be all it needs. And the Y is your up and down. Same thing there. You don't really need these two. So that's it. I think that's all you'd ever have to set up in here. So once you do that, a lot of your games are already going to be set. And of course, for player 2, however many players you want to set up, and it'll save it when you back out. And then other controls, you go in here, and this is for your player start, however many players you want to set up, and then of course your coin. And that's really all you need. So just in this other controls is your player start and coin. And that's really it. It's pretty easy. And again, that's general input. So that'll set everything up to use those, like every game and that this uses off this main. Or if you want, you can go into where it says this system after you set generals and you want to change some things around for certain games. It's the same thing. You just go down through here and make your changes to whatever you want. Only this is specifically just for this game. It won't change anything else. No other games, just the one you're in. So that's it. Quick one on MAME. Then if we exit out of here. RetroArch, there's the Naomi games and Atomic Wave games are on that. I'll try to find one. I think Dolphin Blue is Atomic Wave. Yeah, there it is. So, like in MAME, when you hit Tab to bring up the menu, this is RetroArch, so it's going to be a little different. So once you select the game and it starts out, instead of hitting Tab, you hit F1, and you go down to, you'll see where it says Controls, Enter, go down to Port 1 Controls, Controller, or you can change it to whatever seems to, whatever you're going to set it up for. Like if you're setting it up for your arcade cabinet or a controller like I have it, that's what you set up that for, and that'll determine like kind of what these buttons are. So of course it's all your buttons that you'll need to set up: left, right, up, down, and then your buttons over here like A, B, Y, and X. So if you want to change any of these, you just hover over it like this, press enter, and then over here is what you want that function to do. So it'll be the B button. So you can change it from, if you want your B button to be shoot instead of jump, you would just hit that and it would change it to shoot. So that's all. And then you just hit enter and then press backspace to go back. You can go up to manage remap files, save game remap file, and then you'll see it, it'll pop up in the, where it says active remap. It'll actually have a name there now, and that'll save it so you don't have to do it again. I think that is all you need to do there, and then just back out of it, go back into the game. That's it. So now your controls are set up for that. So basically, that's everything. So the MAME and the RetroArch, the PC and the pinball, they're all pretty self-explanatory. Techno Parrot, so I'll show you how to change that one, and that's about it. There's not a whole lot of emulators in here to. It's not like a crazy build. It's kind of like a personal build I put together as a kind of best of the best, just mostly arcade games. So if we go back out to do Techno Parrot, it's usually better just to go into the emulator. So if we go back to our root folder, emulators, then go down to Techno Parrot. Whoops, I want actually Techno Parrot Arcade for the arcade games. Oh no, that's in the collections. So you want emulators, Techno Parrot. Then you want to open this here, Techno Parrot UI. I think I have all the games set up to where you don't have to map the drives, but there might be a few that I missed. If so, it's no big deal. I'll show you how to do it real quick. It's real easy. Let's pick a game here. Contra Evolution, that's in the arcade one. So if you go select the game, go to game settings, and this is where you would pick it for your executable, and it'll tell you what it's looking for. It's looking for this here, the amcontra.exe file. So you just click on this line, then you would go to RetroFE, Collections, Arcade TP for Arcade Techno Parrot. Go into your ROMs, we're looking for Contra, so we go into here, and then right there's the file we're looking for. It'll even have it down here as well. So then you just hit open, and that's it. It's already there. You're good to go. You want this in direct input. You can change or mess around with the resolution, whatever you want. There's different options for different games. So then you hit save. We'll save it, and you go here to controller setup. and really self-explanatory. It just says what it is over here. So for the service button, for the test button, say I wanted my for the coin button, I want my coin to be basically my select or my back button on my controller. I just click into this box, then I press the button I want it to be, and it pops up. That's it. Simple as that. And you just go down through, and you can set up every one that you want to work with this, to work with whatever you got for player 1, player 2. Hit save settings, and that's it. Then you can go back into the build, but you have to do each individual game for the Techno Parrot if you need to change any of the settings or controls. But that's it. It's not too bad. It's not too crazy. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hopefully this helps out